Hello fellow travelers, Trey with Tracy Travel here, and I'm in the historic city of Bordeaux with Avalon Waterways for a 7-night Bonjour Bordeaux Chateaus, Wineries, and Charming Villages itinerary. This is a brand new itinerary for Avalon, and we are sailing on the Artistry II just right over my shoulder. So let's go inside and take a tour of the ship. First, we'll start on the sky deck where all the exterior seating and recreation space is found. Here's where you'll find the pilot house that happens to be open. And then on a certain day, they do a barbecue where they will serve lunch on the upper deck with grilled hamburgers and chicken and seafood. Oh, so yummy. And then continuing around the sky deck, you'll see that there is a whirlpool hot tub here for your use. And then continuing on, the covered spot to the left here is a skylight looking down at Atrium. They just happen to have covered at the moment. There are bicycles to check out and use for your personal use while in the port. As you can see, there's plenty of seating, exterior seating for tables and further down lounges. And where it's needed, they can lower the canopies to go under bridges when the water levels are extremely high. Of course, there's a walking track up here, large chess and checker set towards the back, and then the crew has their own area in the very back of the ship. And now back inside, we're in the main atrium. I'm standing on the stairwell and looking at where you come in and off the ship. There's also the guest services immediately in front of us. And here are some of our friendly guest services representatives. And this is the main lounge. This is where the life of the ship happens. This is where you can get a light breakfast in the morning, a light lunch, or a light supper if you don't feel like eating in the main dining. This is where happy hour takes place every evening, where your cocktails and beverages are included during that cocktail hour, and where we get to hear from our cruise director to get a rundown for tomorrow's itinerary and sailing. But this is certainly the livelihood of the ship, and after dinner there's usually live music taking place. Now this is the one and only restaurant aboard the ship, and they serve all 3 meals here. It is casual dining, but it is a multi-course, especially at dinner time. This is what it looks like during breakfast, right at the opening of breakfast, so it's a little quiet right now. And then compared to dinner time, where it is much more livelier. Lots of activity, lots of talking, lots of wine glasses clinking and silverware making noise, but it is a multi-course meal. The food is oh so excellent. You can see everybody's pretty casually dressed. And then continuing on the lower deck, you'll see the fitness room with a treadmill, a cycle, one of these special training machines here. They have some yoga mats, yoga blocks, and some dumbbells. It is a small fitness room, but for those who like to keep in shape while they're sailing, you certainly have this option. And continuing on the lower deck does not go all the way to the end for us. As you can see, there's a door back there that goes into the crew area. But on the lower deck are the deluxe staterooms, all located on the lower deck here. This is deck 1. This is what a deluxe stateroom looks like. All of their beds face the opposite wall, just like a traditional cruise stateroom. You have a traditional window at the top, as this room is slightly below water level. These rooms are slightly smaller than the Panorama Suites and certainly smaller than the 2 Royal Suites on board. You have a very nice bathroom. These are smaller than the bathrooms located in the Panorama Suites or the Royal Suites, but you still have the nice shower, the nice granite countertops, and the nice amenities. Again, this is the deluxe stateroom. Now we're up on the deck 3, the top deck, going all the way down the corridor. This is The crew are still getting the rooms ready for embarkation, so normally all these carts and things are not in the hallway. This is the club lounge on the very back of the ship. Lots of seating area. There's some games and some books that you can use for your enjoyment. And then there's ice machine, a 24/7 coffee maker back here, along with fresh cookies and pastries throughout the day. And then they even have a water machine here that offers flavored waters for you to use. And again, this is open 24 hours a day for you to use. And to give you perspective of the length of the hall here, this is the upper deck. And as you can see, there's somebody standing at the far end of the deck, or the hallway rather, before you get down to the grand staircase. So this just gives you that perspective of how long this ship is. Now continue on. This is one of 2 royal suites on board the Avalon ships. These are certainly larger than your Panorama Suites. Got a nice seating area. And then here's the bed area. Nice sized TV for your seating area. Have a little bar area with some snacks. Moving into the bathroom with a double vanity. Same nice granite countertops, glass shelf, a larger shower. And this is the potty room. Again, snacks on their little bar area here. You have your own coffee maker in the room. And then you have a closet in front of the door and behind the door. Again, this is one of 2 royal suites aboard the Avalon ships. All Avalon river ships are identical in Europe. They carry approximately 126 passengers and roughly 40 crew members. With less staterooms on board compared to other river ships, they offer larger staterooms than most. This is the typical Avalon river ship.